Check out this video that's been a year in the making. What's up YouTube? This is my first YouTube vlog. I'm going to start vlogging my life because it's crazy and I want to keep record of it. Not just in here because this is too much of a mess, but keep record of it in here so you guys can see and you guys can hold me accountable for all the crazy stupid things I do. But I bet you're thinking, whoa Justin, who are you though? And like, what's with your awful ugly room? Like, do you live in some kind of weird storage closet? The answer is yes. I live in an intern room in a church. Whoa, weird. But not for long. I'm actually moving to Nashville tomorrow. I'm packing up my things, putting everything in boxes, and moving down to the great city of creatives, Nashville. So I thought, why not start vlogging, put it on YouTube, and let the world see what's happening, because everyone else is doing it. Also, please disregard the bloodshot eyes and the puffy face and the nasally annoying congestion because allergy season and I can't breathe. Introduction, my name is Justin Roberts. I'm 22, almost 23, and I have fallen in love with people and creative arts and media and photography and videography and painting and all things creative. I love it. But mostly people. People are my passion. And I want to change the world one person at a time. So I got about the rest of my life to do that. So Nashville is just one step. I don't want to blog a lot today because obviously this is not the appropriate setting and it's dark and ugly. So because I'm moving to Nashville tomorrow, I'll have a lot of room in an apartment by myself because I won't have a job yet. That's going to be part of my life, is searching for jobs in the month of May and places to live. However, I will have a lot of alone time to seek the Lord and discover some things about myself and also do this, vlog my life through video. So, you know what? Let's continue this in Nashville. Much better. We made it. Let's lose the shirt. And the hat. Well, here we are. It is April 29th, 2017. It is exactly a year later. 364 days ago, I filmed that first video. This is 1 year later in Nashville after I've moved. I actually still can't believe it's been a year. Sometimes it feels like it's been a day that I've moved, and sometimes it feels like it's been a lifetime. I've spent an entire life down here, which, to be honest, it kind of feels like a new life. I've been given new life and I've taken it in, and I've learned so many things about ministry and about love, loving myself, loving others. As you can see, I'm no longer in a small little closet room in a church. I'm in an actual apartment down here in the city. In the first video, I actually had, as you can tell, lots of allergy problems and things happening in the brain, and keeping it consistent, I'm just now getting over an allergy attack to where I can just now breathe out of my nose and comfortably breathe through other face holes. So that's a blessing. That's a plus. So the first day that I moved down here, I went to a friend's house that I hadn't met yet through college, but I just contacted because I found out he was moving down here 2 days before I did. I contacted him and I went and stayed on his futon. The deal was about a week, but I ended up staying a month and a half, and he was very gracious and very happy to host me. But through that, I worked at Starbucks for 1 week. Then I got a job at another coffee shop, barista parlor. It's really, really nice. All the hipsters go there. Coffee shop here in Nashville. Did that for a few months. And at the beginning of that barista parlor season, I met someone at the Belonging, and they opened up their home for me to come and move into this room. And I've been here ever since. So it's been about 9, 8, 7 months that I've been living in this apartment. Through my experience working at a coffee shop, I was around a lot of creative people 24/7, and through that I became inspired to slowly start pursuing photography, videography, and everything that is creative culture, just like I mentioned in the first part of the video. So in November of last year, I, on a whim, listened to the Holy Spirit and I quit Barista Parlor, and I decided to use that time to build a website and start leaning into the creative culture that I was in with the creative people and the principles of following a creative heart. So through the November and December season, I was in Kentucky back and forth a lot. I took that time and I would just spend hours at home editing pictures, editing videos, taking pictures and videos, and just pouring myself out onto my computer screen, and created a website, and I launched right before New Year's Eve. So I went into 2017 with many unanswered questions, but a lot of faith to know that God was going to provide for all the unanswered things in my life. Moving to a city where I knew this many people and I had to rely on faith for things to work out was such a confidence builder and such a human builder. I feel like I'm a stronger human because of that. Just packing up in 5 days and just moving to a different city, not knowing what was going to take place. Before I even moved, I had already found home in a church down here, the Belonging Co. I can't even express how much thanks I have towards that place and towards the family there. I have made unbelievable family at the Belonging Church. I've met countless creatives there and people who just want to see the kingdom built and aren't afraid to show it, and they're not focused on their name or making their group bigger or growing numbers. They just want to see people saved to advance the kingdom. And that is so refreshing to be a part of a family that wants to see that and to take part in doing it. So take that bit of encouragement, I guess, as all you need to be concerned about is building the kingdom. As long as you're doing what you love in life, pursue building the kingdom in that, and everything will be fine. I turned 24 in less than a week, and if someone had told me that by this time in my life I would be living in Nashville and preparing to go to Africa for the summer, I wouldn't have believed him, and I would probably just laughed and brushed it off as a joke. But to sit here and think that God has broken down walls, and He's erased the lies of the enemy. He's erased everything of the past that could have hindered me and has set out a completely new path for me. A couple weeks ago, I was at the Belonging and I was super late to church, but someone saved me a seat at the very front of the row. So I came in and sat, and I got the last 2 minutes of the sermon, and then worship started. As soon as worship started, I immediately felt Holy Spirit started doing a work in me. And I just fell to the ground, and I've had one of the most clearest visions I've ever had in my entire life. The vision was of me in the desert. Just imagine sand dunes, blue sky, me in the desert, and this tall 40-foot man in front of me, wrapped in white cloth. Not necessarily a robe, but just wrapped in white cloth. And he was leading me. I was following him. And all around was the wind. Like, wind was blowing the sand around, but he was blocking it. I was just following directly in his path. And where he was leading, he was leaving a path, but not footsteps. It was leaving like a dug path, like a walkway sort of in the sand. And I was following that. And I stayed in this place for what felt like hours. And worship started to come to a close. And I started to think, okay, God, what's next? Like, what do I take from this? And Holy Spirit said, turn around. And in my vision, I turned around, and behind me, all of the steps I had taken, all the paths that were winding and ugly steps, the wind was erasing. Holy Spirit was erasing with the power of redemption. And what was left was just the path that he was leaving that I was following, and I was walking in that. So I took that as God's way of telling me, this is the way that you should go. Follow me, don't worry about the past, stay in my lane, and I'll take care of everything. I don't know what the rest of 2017 holds, and I definitely don't know what the rest of my life holds, but I may just continue to do this to document my life and put it out there just to encourage others and encourage myself most of all, to keep going and to not let the enemy tell you that you're not good enough, because truth is, we'll never be good enough, but it's because of God's grace that he wants to see us do things that require his faith to do them. So this is just a recap of my life so far, and that first clip was a year ago. This is today. I'll leave you with this. Don't be afraid to do what you love, and don't be afraid to tell people that you love them, because the best way to reflect God's characteristics is love. And love is not a feeling, love is an action. So do humankind a favor and love each other.